So I actually have a video about Tommy Richman. They got about 300 views, so y'all obviously know that I know who he is. And I was pretty excited for his debut album, Coyote. I'm a big fan of Million Dollar Baby. I really like Devil Is a Lie. I love this song. Or not this. I was I was hoping to love this album. And it is a very fun sounding album, very unique sounding, a lot of really great production. I love the aesthetic. It looks how it sounds. Like if you look at the cover and you hear how it sounds, you're like, it's a perfect match. Really good cover for how it sounds. Excuse me. I respect the decision to keep Million Dollar Baby and Devil Is a Liar off of this album. I think that is a great decision because they don't fit on this project whatsoever. They would not have fit at all. I say this, I feel like I say this about every album that I think other voices would have benefited it. I don't really think any other voices would have benefited this too much. I mean, maybe like if like on the song, all the features on the project sound good, all the voices that are already on it. And there's only three unique voices. I think this is a great project. I don't think if anyone else was on it, I think it would have sounded too cluttered. This is a type of sound that I feel like only Tommy Richman can do. It sounds so unique and it's very promising. Tommy Richman has a very young career, very young discography, so obviously he can keep dropping music for as long as he wants to and evolving this sound because in a couple like years when he has maybe another project out, this could sound like a lot more evolved and a lot better and a lot just better, really. And it already sounds pretty good. Like I said, I love the aesthetic. I love how it sounds. Tommy's voice is very different and it sounds great. It's a pretty cohesive project. It's mixed very well, produced very well. Like the end of the songs have a lot of like different sounds to them that I really like, kind of not really transitiony, but it's a very cohesive project as a whole, very sonically pleasing. Not really my sound, and doesn't have too much replayability for me, which I can't, I try not to knock albums too much for that because just because I'm not gonna replay it a bunch doesn't mean it's not good. Vince Staples' album didn't have too much replayability for me, and I think it's a fantastic album. So, don't really take that as a big insult. I do enjoy the shorter runtime. It felt kind of small, you know, and a couple like sounds and couple little things I don't think sounded as good as the rest of the album did. But as a whole, it's a pretty good sounding project. Like I said, I respect the decision to keep your two biggest hits off of it, make it more cohesive. Because where in the world would Million Dollar Baby fit on this unless it was just slapped at the end to be a bonus song? That's the only real place that I could have found it fitting. And even then, it wouldn't have fit too much. This album had no place for either of those songs. Although, I ain't gonna lie, I do wish more songs with that type of sound were on the project. Maybe not those two exactly, but again, that would be me asking for the same song, and Tommy Richman does not seem like a artist that wants to do that very often, and I respect that. And obviously, I'm kind of glad it wasn't on this project. But anyway, overall, I'd give it like a 7.5 out of 10. I like Coyote.